You're about to experience the Matt Johnston Show, where we guarantee 100% disappointment 100% of the time. Are you feeling stressed? Not enough time in the day? Frustrated by the struggles of everyday life? Then go somewhere else, because we can't help you with any of that. Just push stop and go get a massage or make a TikTok or something. And now, here's your host, guaranteed to bore you out of your mind and make you question your life choices, Matt Johnston. So I hired somebody to do. I wrote that this morning. I'm such a fucking procrastinator. I wrote that this morning because I was like, oh, I should do an intro for this because I want to make this like fun and whatever. And then of course, like I didn't submit the Fiverr request until this morning. I was like, can you just rush and do this? She's like, no, I can't. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing an impression of, I don't know who the hell that was.
No, I really liked it though. I think you should leave that one. It was like very much so your personality. Like I enjoyed it.
It's true though. Like if you're looking for something valuable, you should, I don't know, maybe go somewhere else. I don't know. I don't really I don't have any interest. What is the shirt you're wearing?
Dolly Parton, Queen Dolly. Oh, I don't know. See, Dolly Parton. See?
Oh, is she still alive?
Oh gosh, yeah. Dolly ain't never gonna die.
I don't know. I don't live in the South. I don't know.
So I'm only a few hours from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is her hometown, and she has all her like stuff there.
Pigeon Forge?
Pigeon Forge is the name of it.
It would be called Pigeon Forge.
Yeah. Technically, I think her hometown was Sevierville, which is like right before it, but she like made Pigeon Forge. And Gatlinburg. Like it's Dolly World over there. Like it's literally just like Dolly Parton everywhere. And you can't live a couple of hours from Pigeon Forge and not live Dolly Parton. You know?
Yeah, I guess. Don't you live you don't live near anything though, right?
No.
Don't you live in the middle of nowhere on a farm?
Yeah, I do. I live literally in the middle of nowhere. I am a couple of hours from everything. So like I'm a few hours to Dollyland. I'm a few hours to the airport. I live like 2.5 to 3 hours from an airport.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it can be. That's for sure. You know? But I do live on a farm, and that brings its own like fun.
Okay, so what's your favorite animal on the farm?
Not goats. I hate goats.
Why? Do they kick you?
No, because they're stupid. So
Why? What do they do?
They have horns, right? And they have these little horns, and some of them have big horns, but they will get their stupid horns stuck in the fence all the time. And no matter what kind of fence you have, they stick their head through the fence to go like eat grass on the other side because clearly they're not satisfied with what they are given. And they will get their head stuck because they can't get their horns back through. And so it drives me bananas. I have vowed we will never have goats again. The farm is definitely like my husband's thing. Like he picks the animals to go here. But anytime we've had goats, I'm like, never again, because I hate going outside and like having to unstick these goats, you know?
I just picture Jessica like washing her dishes. She's just like washing her dishes, and there's like she's got the typical window in her like farmhouse, and she's just like, she starts hearing and like she looks up. I was like, oh, stupid fucking goat again.
Yes. No, that is exactly.
Off the apron. You gotta like rip it out. You gotta like rip it out of the.
Sometimes you have to cut the fence because they cannot get out.
What's the point? Well, what do you do? Is it milk? Like largely, is it goat milk? Is that
no? Like the only time we have ever had goats. So my father-in-law used to raise goats, and he sells the babies because there's certain cultures that eat the meat on the regular, right? I have never had goat meat, so I don't know.
He sells the babies because okay, got it.
Yeah. So like they sell them and then they end up at a feedlot and whatever. But that was my father-in-law, and that was when we lived close to them. And so it was, I was huge pregnant with my second son. And I remember like having to stick my foot, big old belly, stick my foot up on the fence to try and like get a goat free. And that was the moment I went home and I was like, I will never do this again. And most recently we had 3 goats on our farm because my husband bought a border collie dog that is like a farm dog,
Okay. Yeah.
And they're literally bred to like herd animals.
Like
but
an Old Yeller type. Was Old Yeller a farm dog? I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
No, I think Old Yeller is like a golden retriever. I don't remember. Or a lab. He was a lab. No?
Not really a dog person. It's just the only dog I could think of, really, was Old Yeller.
Border Collies, I'll tell you. Border Collies,
and Clifford, because I read a book to my kids the other day about Clifford. He's large.
Exactly. He's large and red. Yes. The dogs that do the like shows where they jump over things and go get frisbees.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw a Best in Show, yeah.
Yeah, that is a border collie for the most part. Those are all border collies. And so that's what my husband got, but they're herding dogs and they have a ton of energy. Yeah. And we have cattle. So he raises cows for beef. Though we don't milk them or anything. Okay. But cows are really, really big for a little puppy to try and like herd, and not get stepped on. So he got goats to like help train her to herd the animals. So we bought our dog goats. Like the goats weren't even ours. They were like under ownership of the dog.
So like your husband comes down with the dog and you're just like, oh God, that means we got to get goats.
Yeah. I'm like,
and now all of a sudden you're like, so now you got to get them out of the fence again or what?
Yeah. I did it about 4 times. And the goats got sold to somebody else.
Sounds like, oh, they're gone now?
Yeah. Yeah. We did not keep them.
You were just like, this is over. What's your husband's name?
Jonathan.
You're just like, Jonathan, this is over. We're done. We're not a goat. I'm not going to be a goat mommy.
Yes. And he was okay with it because he had like, you have to have a different kind of fence for goats because they are so little and they can get through anything. Yeah. And he had done all of this fence and we spent thousands of dollars, like making sure these goats couldn't get out.
Right.
And sure enough, they got out every other day. And so between them getting stuck in the fence and getting out of the fence and like being in the road and having neighbors call us or whatever, we were both like, we're done. Like we're just gonna have to let the dog herd our children or something. Like I don't know. Like we can't do the goats.
So what else do you have on that farm? Cows?
We have cows.
I assume.
Yep, we have lots of cows and a horse.
One single horse.
One single horse right now. We probably will.
Can you ride it?
I don't ride horses. I'm terrified.
You don't. So what do you do with the horse?
No, my husband rides them though. Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah,
he just
my husband
for fun.
Yes, and my husband and my oldest son ride the horse. But my youngest son doesn't really love it. I mean, he's getting a little better. He used to be allergic.
How old is your oldest son?
He's 11. He'll be 12, like in a couple days.
I mean, you look like you're 23 years old. I thought that since really I met you.
Yeah, I had babies young. I had him at 24. So, like, the fact that I still look 24 is awesome.
Well, yeah.
No, it's so funny. So my mom was like, had me like too young. You know what I mean? She was like a teen mom. And the other day I was standing in the kitchen. I'm 36. And I was standing in the kitchen and it just hit me that my mother was my age when I graduated high school. And I sent her a text and I was like, I don't know what to do with this information. Like this is I don't know what to do with this, Yeah.
I know.
But
that's crazy.
You. And what's really funny is I'm not saying this of myself. I get told a lot that I look younger than I am. Sure. And my whole family, like my mom does, my grandma does, like it's just genetics. Mm-hmm. But my husband looks much older than he is. He's actually younger than me by like 5 months. But somebody asked me on Instagram the other day if he was my dad.
Wait, I think I've seen a picture of him. He has a beard, right?
Yeah, he has a beard.
He's going gray, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that'll do it. That'll do it. If he shaved, it would be, he'd be back. He'd be back in action.
Totally.
Yeah. All the people that he spends time with, or all the animals he spends time with, I'm sure would look at him like a new man. Is that what he does?
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Like he has had a beard since our youngest son was born, and my youngest son is 9, and every time he shaves it, I'm like, I don't know, like this. I don't know who you are. Like I don't like this, and so he just keeps it because I won't go near him without it because I think he looks like a different human. But yeah, like everybody's like, he looks so much older. But his mom went gray really young, and so he's like totally gray headed. He was completely gray at 27. like completely.
Wow, completely gray at 27?
Yes. And then his beard is starting to get gray in it now, and he's 30. He'll be 36 in a few weeks. So, yeah, it's funny.
Well, I suppose there's some benefits. There's more of a distinguished vibe, I suppose, if you groom it well and everything. You can have the sort of,
Yeah. Like
so
the Anderson Cooper look, right?
Yeah, he was gray forever. Yeah. I mean, like if he grew a beard, he would be Wolf Blitzer, basically.
Right. I don't know if that's better.
Probably worse.
Like
also shrink, gain a few pounds, turn straight.
Yeah, well, that's true. He would have to do a lot of things.
All those things. You would have to do a lot of things. Yeah. If you don't know who Jessica is, Jessica's like she's a YouTube queen. How many subscribers do you have now?
Like 165,000, I think.
How long you been doing it? How long did it take you to get there?
So I started putting videos up in 2016, like early 2016.
So that's how many years ago? 6 years ago. 8?
6 years. No, 6 years. You're right. I don't do math. Listen, my channel isn't about math, okay? Like, it's not about math. But I didn't get serious about YouTube until like fall of 2017. So like seriously putting effort on the platform, about 5 years ish.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah. Was there just like a couple of videos that boosted where it went very much like up and then up and then up and then up and then up? Or was it like extremely linearly gradual?
Mine was definitely linear. Like I always tell people I've never had that moment of just like that, massive virality. No. I've had, since I got a little bit bigger, like around the 30,000 subscriber mark or so. And then recently in the 120,000, I've had a couple videos that kind of take off and do really well and go what I would consider viral, but there's still not like these massive amounts of people, coming into the channel. So mine's always been like really linear. And I always say like, it's marathon, right? Like, and I'm here for the steady progress because I think people who grow really fast don't know what to do with that. And I know for me, if it would have been like 2017 when I was like baby YouTuber Jessica and I would have had a YouTube video go viral, I would not have known what to do with that. I wouldn't have known like, how do you use that to your benefit? How do you play off of that? How do you make sure that other videos kind of, take off and you don't just like get left behind? So I'm good with the linear growth personally.
Yeah, the only problem I have is like I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna be doing in 6 years. Like I could be dead. Like how much? Like how long is it? Like how? Like can I commit to something that's gonna like take me this long? Like it's gonna get really big and it's gonna go over to my kids and he's gonna turn it into some kind of fucking Power Ranger show. You know what's sad, by the way? You know what's sad? And like maybe it's a parenting thing. I'm out of Zevia. Have you ever had Zevia? It's
my kids and my husband drink Zevia like it's going out of style. Yes.
It's freaking awesome. I ran out though, so now we're going back to seltzer. So I probably shouldn't. So my kids are 6 and 4, and I probably shouldn't. This is probably bad parenting, but you're like, yes, I've met you.
Probably. I don't know. Let's see. Let's hear it.
I let them. So they've got tablets, and like we haven't like I've made it kids YouTube on their tablets, but like like it's just AI. So there's still a bunch of like bad shit on there. So
yes,
but but they watch a lot of it, and I haven't, and now they're so freaking addicted that I can't like. There would be a riot. And there will be at some point. At some point, I'm going to take it away. Yeah. But they still watch it. And so yesterday, and they've done this many times before, they like do freaking Ryan.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They do shows, like pretend shows. Like my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old go out on the porch and they have these like little boats with like Mario and Luigi and and like Disney characters on them, and they were basically replicating doing this like little show with like as if it was a YouTube. This is a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old. They would be like, "Hey guys, thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe." And I'm like, I didn't like love it. Like it could have been cute, but I was kind of like, I think I'm a bad parent. Like, and it's like, it's just so, I know, but it's just, it's funny. It's just so funny that they'll say stuff like that. Hey guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. My 4-year-old who's like, oh yeah, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button.
I have hundreds of videos of my kids doing this, especially when they were smaller. And like, because Ryan has been a thing since
so I'm
my
not
little
alone.
one.
That's good.
No, not at all. Ryan has been a thing since my little one was probably like 2 or 3.
Totally.
And
what is he, like 50 now? Ryan?
He's 52 years old and he's
he's going to. He's going to, right? Like, because eventually he's not going to be this, like, he's probably 10 or I don't know how old this kid is, but like he's going to eventually lose the cue and he's going to be like, you know, it's not like I don't think Ryan's going to be the kind of star that ages gracefully, like say like Drew Barrymore, where it's kind of like, oh, we'll just go from E.T. and then you can go up to be the like leading romantic lady. Like I don't think Ryan is gonna. I think it'll be more like Death of a Salesman or something. It'll be like, he's just depressed. Like he'll make a YouTube channel about like an Eeyore type thing or something like that. I feel like. Well,
I mean, I think you're right. I think he has like 10 or 11 because he's a little older than my youngest son. And then, but my oldest
started when he was like 3 or 4 though. He's super young.
For sure. And my oldest is 11 and is in that time of life where his voice is changing and like he grew 7 inches over Christmas break and like just ridiculousness. And so can you imagine this kid's YouTuber being like unboxing a toy and he sounds like a full ass man? Like he's just like, he's like, so today we're gonna unbox
Today we're gonna open the mystery egg. Where the fuck did I put that? Janine! Put the toilet seat down, you bitch! That's definitely what the show would be like. 100%. He would still get subscribers, though. That freaking guy, man.
I know. Is he still the highest grossing YouTuber? He was there for a few years. I don't think he still is, but he was for sure. But my kids watch it too.
What do you think it is? Like my kids also watch like lots of like unboxing of toys with like macro lenses where it's just kind of like, check out this Mario character. On the back, he's got wings. Whoa. Well, but like my face wouldn't be on it. It would just like it's basically like finger modeling. It's like hand modeling. It's like, check it out. Isn't that amazing? Wow. I think we'll go play with them later. Go away. Do.
You know what's
Here comes Marshall.
Yes, Marshall from Paw Patrol. Yep.
Hi, Marshall. How you doing? Hi, pups. And that but they have like 17 million views.
Totally.
And they're like the most popular thing in the world.
It's so funny because it changes. So mine watched that. Hands down, we watched that for hours and hours on end. And now it is the like Mr. Beasts of the world that they're obsessed with. So not just Mr. Beast, but like there's like Preston plays. And there's oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the other one that they watch like all the time, or my youngest son does anyway. But they like watch that Dude Perfect. They love Dude Perfect. And so they're watching stuff like that now, and it's still just as annoying, if you're wondering. Because it's like there's somebody screaming because they're like, we're gonna get eaten on this video.
Wait, but
game.
are they still at that age pretending to do YouTube shows?
Sometimes. Not my oldest by any means, but my youngest, absolutely. And he actually has a YouTube channel.
I was going to ask you if you would let them or if you would encourage them to do a channel.
Yes, if the circle, and I've always told them because they've always said like they wanted to be YouTubers, right? And my rule is always you have to do the work. Mommy is not like I'm not doing the like editing or I don't even edit my own videos, so like I'm not going to edit yours. And then also they have to be dedicated to it, right? They have to actually want to do it, and they have to like clearly not like follow the rules of not saying their full name or telling where we live or whatever the scenarios are. So my youngest son has a channel. It has one video and it's private. But he started this channel about like being a kid sports broadcaster because both my kids love sports. And so it's basically like a kid sports broadcaster for kids by kids kind of situation. And he was really committed to it for one video. And then,
I see.
And then here we are. So yes, I would let them, but all the circumstances would have to be right. And they can't, like, as the older they get, like, it can't interfere with all of the other things that are more important right now, right? Like school and sports that are important to them, and like, them hanging out with friends. I don't want them like holed up in their bedroom making videos all the time.
Right. Yeah, totally. How so you and I both have really good like camera setups right now. Like I have I got some bokeh going on. You've got a little bokeh.
I can do that, but I have to make my office really dark, and I don't like to do that because then I feel depressed.
Yeah, it's super dark. Like we have a studio here in Beth. It's super dark in here, but I don't usually do this, but I was like, let me turn off the lights and see how it looks. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fucking cool.
My husband had to use my setup to do a video call for his job the other day, and he's in the construction industry. He does project management for like construction jobs.
They looked at him. They were like, Jonathan, what's going on? What are you trying to do? You go Hollywood?
Right. And I told him, I was like,
all the other construction guys are like up
Exactly. I told him, I was like, we should really pull all the curtains and turn on all my lights back here, like so it would look like your setup. And he's like, I literally think they would think they were talking to the right person or the wrong person. They probably would. So
especially if he shaved. Then it's like game over.
Yeah.
It's like who is this? Who is this guy? How
we are done. We don't know. What were you asking though? Something about our setups.
Well, I was gonna ask you like like, do you need this to do YouTube videos and like grow?
No. I always tell people what you need is what's in what you already have, and our phones, you are a great example of this. Look how good a quality his camera footage is, and that is his phone.
Yeah, and I'm using that new continuity camera thing with the new betas and stuff. So yeah, it's but like, I mean, obviously, like, yeah, you have to have that to get the like blurred background and everything like that. But everybody's gonna have access to that in a couple of months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, phones have amazing cameras. They just have small sensors, so they can't do this. This is software that blurs the background.
Yeah.
Like what you have an actual you have a Canon M50, right? So
yeah. And so like people get really hung up on that. They think they have to have like the fancy mic and the fancy camera and and it's just not the case. I mean, we can get away with like being successful on YouTube easily with our phones these days. And especially if you have like, you want to up level the audio a little bit with like a lavalier mic or whatever that, is Bluetooth or whatever. But I will say that the higher the quality gets on YouTube. So like now we're at 4K, right? Like you can go up to 4K. The higher the quality gets on YouTube, the higher the standard is. And so if you're like still way down here with your video quality, when the quality standard is way up here, that's when we get like people don't know why they don't like to watch your videos, but they'll watch and be like, oh, something about this I don't like. So I would always suggest like making sure your video quality is not like 14 steps below what like a big professional setup would be. But that really, our phones are keeping up fine, so I'm not that worried about it.
Like 14 steps below. What is that like if you don't know very much about, I didn't even know you knew as much about cameras as you do. We were talking before the show, and you know a lot of shit about cameras, and obviously I do too. But like most people don't know that. Like so what is like, so what's the like practical definition of like not being 14 steps below, you think?
Yeah. So I would say a webcam, like the built-in webcam on your computer, or even the webcams that are like what is the one? The C920, but I forget, Logitech. Even those are not the quality I would film YouTube videos with. Or the quality that comes out of Zoom, no matter what your camera is, it tends to like make it look crappy. That is the quality I would not put on YouTube, because it's so far below what the standard is that it looks bad. And it looks like people... there's these studies.
So you're pro webcam or not pro webcam?
Not for YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And there's these studies, and you may know more about this than I do, but there are studies that show like they'll like go gauge people watching YouTube videos or watching any kind of video, and the audio is bad or the video is like worse quality than they're used to. And these people are not audiophiles or video people, right? And so they'll be like, oh, yeah, I didn't really like that video. And they'll ask them why. And they can't really pinpoint why. But it's because their brain is telling them like something is bad about this video because they're used to watching videos in higher quality or with better audio or whatever the scenario is. So even people who don't care about video quality and couldn't tell you anything.
It's a subconscious thing.
Yeah. They're like,
I think that's even more true. Honestly, like I think that it's even more true with audio. Like if you're because if the video, like if this video looked like this, and I didn't have like, what is this like now, right? And a lot of people make videos like this.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
I think that's worse. Like if for some reason psychologically, just like you know what it is, like that psychological ping in your head goes, this person doesn't have their shit together.
Yeah, I guess so.
Even if it's subconscious. Like I don't think they think that, but I think it's subconscious. Doesn't mean you necessarily won't listen to them, but
I
mean,
but it's kind of like if you listen to a podcast, right? And audio is the only thing that you have to go off of in a podcast, unless it's like a video podcast. But you're listening to a podcast and you go from one podcast to the other, and one podcast has this setup and the other podcast is talking in the little thing on your microphone or your Apple AirPods or whatever.
Yeah.
You can tell a big difference, and it's going to annoy the person on the other end, even if they have no idea why, So I always just say, don't be too many steps below what is like standard or best on YouTube. So like when I started YouTube, I started with my phone, hands down with my phone. But I mean, this was 2016. What was the phone then, right? It was junk. And like when I go back and watch those videos, I'm like, oh, wow. But it wasn't that far below what the standard was. And so it was fine. If we can keep like staying in that gap, I think you're okay with like less quality.
Right. Yeah. And like phone technology is getting so good. Like this was something that Apple owners only dreamed of, having this cinematic mode feature where they were using software to blur the back. Like we used to just dream about that, because that to me, like, because phone sensors are so good, even though they're small, like that was the one thing that you could always tell somebody was using a professional camera and not a phone camera, was the depth of field. So like if you ever see any normal video or photo you take, there's no depth of field, meaning that like that's a plant, that plant would be sharply in focus if the cinematic mode wasn't on, which basically replicates with software. But it's amazing because look how good it is.
So really is good.
Your camera that you're using right now is using like the built-in sensor to do, and the lens. It's more about the lens.
It's more the lens,
yeah, to do that depth of field, because that's how aperture works. Well, we don't have that on iPhone, and they haven't been able to pack that into the technology without without putting a lens on it that's this big.
This is like, could you imagine? But I mean, my gosh, like
it's tracking my head with AI. It's crazy. It's crazy how good it is now.
They're so good.
And it's dynamic too. I mean, it's insane. And I mean, I think like if more people learn to use this setup I have, which is going to be public in September. I mean, that'll be the ultimate YouTube setup where you don't have to buy a you don't have to strap a webcam to your computer, which is honestly not easy, because they do not talk. They still do not. The software's not there for them to talk to each other. We were talking about before this, how you have to like go through another app to get your fancy camera to hook up to just this right here, right?
Exactly.
And that's annoying. It's just
very annoying.
Just see it.
Yeah, and because I'm using the new M1 MacBook. I had it when we met. I brought it to the conference, but what is it? The MacBook M1 Max MacBook. I always forget. Anyway, beast of a laptop.
The big
right?
16-inch M1 Pro. Yeah,
big honker. And I just have it plugged into an external monitor, and so the external monitor does not have a webcam built in. And so, not that I would use it anyway, but it doesn't. And then for me, I have like an extra arm behind my monitor. And then my monitor is so tall that my camera, of course, has to be a little taller. And so on video calls like this, for me not to be way down here, I have to have my computer chair pumped way up. So like my feet barely touch the ground. And I mean, it's a disaster, but also I love the quality so much that like, I'm not going to like not do it,
Oh no. And it's actually not too bad. I was doing that too before this beta that I got, and it broke the Canon stuff. But
have you tried because one of the features I want to do with the iPhone, with the new, beta, and I haven't tried it on my phone, and even though I have the beta on my phone, I just don't do it on my computer, because I'm afraid it'll break everything. So I just do it on my phone. Is the thing where this camera, like you can mount the camera, like you've got it with this part facing.
And desk view.
Yes. Have you tried that?
Yeah, it's not that great. It's not that great yet. I'm not sure that I'll be able to. I'm not sure how I could show what it looks like.
Yeah. I don't even know how it works.
Share
screen,
I get it. Share window. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. This might work.
No. It's still just you.
That?
Oh, wait. Oh. Hello.
That doesn't look very good.
Interesting. No, that's terrible. Okay, that's a little better.
Hold on.
That's better.
Okay, there we go.
That's better.
So yeah, that was just the streaming software. So this is actually, you see that? It is. It's skewed because it's using the wide angle lens. It's like directing it. I don't know. It's a little crazy. Yeah, it's actually making me look much fatter than I actually am, which is pretty fat. So I don't. All right, let's get you back. No. What's the problem? Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure about it, but I obviously there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of other factors that go into it. Like maybe it worked better because a lot of the demos were like on the cover of the Mac, so maybe it needs to be closer because this is on top of my monitor now. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't played with it. I have the beta on my phone. I could probably play with it. I just haven't because I don't know. I just haven't played with it. I'm still getting used to like the notifications being at the bottom of my screen since I switched to the beta.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's different. But I do like being able to adjust the lock screen. That's cool.
Yeah, I really like it.
Fancy fonts and stuff like that. I kind of dig that.
I think it's one of the better iOS updates that we've had in a few years. For sure.
Well, do you have an M1 iPad Pro?
No, mine's just an iPad Pro.
Okay.
I think. Okay. It's the one that came out like right before they came out with the M1s because I was mad. Like, seriously?
Yeah. Well, like, the M1 iPad Pro has that stage manager now, so I've been using that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. So you can multitask a little easier. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like it. I've become an Apple fanboy, if you can't tell by my $550 headphones. Well,
I am too, except I'm not a boy. I'm an Apple fangirl. But my husband, I mean, as technologically challenged as he is, he will still tell you all day long, like, he will only use Apple. And it's because I started only using Apple stuff, and now that's all he knows, and it's easy. And his dad got an Android phone, I don't know, a few years ago, like for his first smartphone, he got an Android, and he would like bring it to me because I'm tech support for everybody in the family, right? I'm sure you can you can identify with that. But he would bring me this phone, and he would be like, here, fix it. And I'm like, I don't speak this language. Like, I don't understand this. I've used Apple products exclusively since college. And so I'm like, I don't even know what this looks like. It's like somebody handed me a phone that's in Spanish. Like, I can get there because I know a few things here and there, but that's as far as it goes.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. You know, a friend of mine bought I felt like that with the Sony ZV-1, which is like the big YouTuber, like, buy a Sony ZV-1 to vlog.
That.
Oh, you do?
I had that.
So my friend bought one, and she brought it to Cancun where I was at this mastermind event, and she was like, you need to teach me how to use this so I can shoot video. And I grabbed it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you're Canon. It took me a while.
But also, I think the ZV-1 is like less, like they don't want you to mess with the settings much.
Oh, no. You know? It's definitely
it's
an out
very
of the
like, it's like point and shoot. Right.
But it has the software that blurs the background too, which I really like. I really like.
Yeah.
Because I
you only get one lens too with that, right? Like it's just
but hold on, I've got it. Hold on. It's over here. I gotta get it. You can get a wide angle like attachment. This is an attachment, this thing.
Oh, okay.
And so look how dirty my lens is. But it makes it way better because I honestly feel like this is like a really, really good vlogging camera. Like if you're going to vlog, I think it's great. However,
it's light too.
Yes,
Very
it's
light.
super light, especially like if you're used to carrying something super heavy, but it's too cropped in still. It's way too close. Like for a girl, we don't want the camera like right here, And so this wide
it's a
angle
crop
helps.
sensor.
Yep.
So you have to, So
Yep.
if you're holding it like all the way out at arm's length, do you have a good angle or no?
No, it's still really close.
See,
so I got this
because they're marketing it as a vlogging camera. Oh, but the attachment fixes it.
Yeah, the attachment fixes it, and it just sticks on with like adhesive.
Oh, so it just lives there. It's always there.
Yeah, it's always there. I can't take it off. But I've had it for, I don't know, a year and a half, and it's never fallen off, which feels good. But also like I don't use it that much. I use I film videos sitting at my desk, so I'm not using the vlog camera that much.
You use this camera to film all your YouTube videos, the M50 here?
No, I have
because you have a fancy camera.
Yeah.
So do you mount that on your desk and you shoot with that?
No, it's just on a desk tripod. Yep.
And you just put it wherever.
Yeah, I have a regular tripod too behind my desk. I have like an L-shaped situation in here. Yeah. And so I normally film like facing this direction, and then what's behind me is my background. So I kind of can do whatever I want, with it. But I love my Sony A7S III.
Yeah, I was talking about before that how I'm a little jealous of it. Yeah, no, it's a great camera. Yeah, we have an R5 here in the studio, but it overheats and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, but the thing, you don't need a cinema camera these days. I'm telling you, like
no,
it's
no, I agree.
You just do not. You just do not. Hey, let's play 20 questions. Except we're not gonna play 20 questions. We're gonna play 12 questions. And I'm gonna get 6, and you're gonna get 6.
Okay, and you're just gonna send me.
I've never done this before because this is the first time this show's ever happened.
Okay, right. Well, I mean that would be.
I'm sure it's gonna be really fucking complicated. We just ask people. We just ask you. Okay, so I just randomly generated my 6 questions, so I don't know what I'm gonna get. Although I chose yours.
Okay.
Let me see. Is there a chat? And so we're using Wave to stream this, and I'm very impressed, you guys. If any, I know we're
a chat or not.
We're doing this live. Oh, guest chat.
Oh, I was.
Tell me if anything comes out. You see?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yep. Nice. Okay, so those are the questions you're going to ask me. We'll take turns.
Okay.
And I've got my questions that I'm going to ask you. Wait, let's answer this question in the live chat first. It just came through on YouTube.
Oh, what is the one thing you hate about doing videos?
Yeah, I love that. You go first, Jessica.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong because I see soil, but I'm guessing that's not how you pronounce it. Soil and margaritas? Maybe it is.
Yeah, that's really the name of the channel. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So for me, it's not anything about doing videos. It's more about like the trolls on the internet. That's probably like the thing I hate the most is
you let it get to you?
No, I really don't like at all anymore. I used to at the beginning though, right?
It gets to me still, man. I'm fragile. I'm a little bird.
And you're like, and a lot of times, so women especially will really worry about people attacking their physical appearance. And I've had it happen. Like I've had people who are like, you've gained weight or whatever the scenario is, had one person who was, and it's all always men to me, which is interesting. But most of the time it's like
the trolls are men.
Yeah. Oh, always. And most of the time it's like not about my physical appearance. It's about the information I'm presenting and them trying to make me look stupid. And I'm always like, I just let them go now, or I clap back. I do like to clap back. It's very fun to like tell a man that, his opinion is not very valid if he's still living in his mom's basement, like that's fun. But I'd say like the thing I hate most is like the trolls. Like why is that a thing? I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So that's what you hate the most about making videos. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because I don't hate any of the process itself, really.
Right. And is that true for all platforms? Because you make video on all different platforms.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're on Instagram a lot too. And
Instagram, I don't have a ton of trolls. I really don't. Instagram is pretty like Like there's hardly ever any like bad things on there, occasionally, but sometimes. But TikTok, now that one is, if you think YouTube comments are bad, TikTok is like next level. So, it's just a matter of, and what I did a long time ago was I put someone else in my comments. So I monitor
like
the
team
comments.
member.
Yep. Yeah. So I monitor the comments for about 30 minutes after each video goes live. At 30 minutes to an hour, and then my team takes it from there. So like usually trolls are not showing up like to be the first one to watch your video. It's your actual like fans and stuff. And so, I guess that's my answer.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. A lot of the questions we're going to ask are not work related, so this is good. Thank you, Doyle and Margaritas. What is mine? Geez, I make a lot of like video ads. Mm-hmm. I think the most frustrating thing for me that I hate about doing it.
Wait, I have to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
No, if I was going to interrupt your thought, I don't want to ask you a question.
No, it's more important. My thoughts are useless. I thought we covered that in the intro to this thing.
But I know you'll have an opinion if you've seen it. Anyway, did you see Ryan Reynolds' new commercial for?
No, I've been meaning to. For Mint?
Yes. It's Mountain. It's Mountain. I thought it was Mint.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's right. Mountain.
Yeah.
Mountain. Yeah.
But
he's so freaking good at that.
Oh my gosh. Like, if you have not watched it, those of you watching, like, go Google it or whatever. It's for a service called Mountain. But yeah, holy bananas. You will love it. As like a video ads person, like, it is spectacular. Like,
his stuff is so good.
And the service looks really cool. Like, the service is basically,
what do they do?
So it's like a regular person like you and I could go put up a TV commercial.
Maybe you're a regular person.
You and
I'm a little, I don't know about me.
We could go buy TV ad time. So normally, you have to go through like an ad agency or whatever, and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have a budget of like $15K or more, obviously, the minimum is $15K. You can actually go run your own ads, and you get all the conversion stuff. Like, it seemed very Facebook addy for TV, though. It seemed really cool.
That is interesting. Interesting. That's something I should probably look into, I guess. That's really interesting. Wow. That's fascinating, because people could easily hire my agency to do those things. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I've done OTT before, which is essentially like, I've done like streaming. Like on Hulu and stuff like that. But no, that's interesting. What was I going to say now?
I told you were going to lose your train of thought.
I'm the least interesting person on the planet. What is the thing that people hate?
That you hate about doing videos?
I know what it is. Okay. Yeah. I was originally going to say, like, since I do ads, one of the things that I hate is that I do put a lot of work into it, and then like they fail. Mm-hmm. But because like 7 out of 10 of anything fails in business, but that's not it, because I don't care about that. And most of my stuff does well because I'm a genius. It's more that Matt. It's more that I mean, honestly, it's like clients that think they know more about this shit than me.
Client work,
and then they ruin it. They ruin the video with their like branding, which is basically fake brand. I just made that up, but fake branding.
I like it. Well, client work is
insane. It's like not like I've had really funny videos that people have made edits to that have just like not been funny at all when it came out at the end, and I don't feel good about it. Yeah, and then I'm just I think that's it for me.
Client work
You've done it too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, client work is a disaster. I was a web designer at the beginning of my like entrepreneurship journey, and like no, like I never want to work with clients again, just because like they mess it up. You remember when that like challenge was going around where all the like police departments were doing the like lip syncing thing a few years ago? It was way before COVID.
Word for it.
Okay. Well, they were doing this like lip syncing.
I don't remember
challenge.
anything before COVID. I was reborn.
It was all. It's
like a phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah. Everything reset, the software reset in 2020. But there was like this thing where all the people, all these like police company, what do you call them? Forces, police, whatever.
Police companies.
Yeah, that's not the right word.
Literally, like a for-profit police service.
the policemen, they were going and doing lip syncing challenges. And my college I went to asked me to come and help their police department film a thing. And I mean, I don't do filming for other people, but I have the equipment. So I was like, yeah, sure. I will totally help you because I love this. We did an entire lip syncing video. I like produced it. We filmed it. I edited it. And it was all about, the song came in like a wrecking ball. Whatever. Yeah.
Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Yes. And they had like one of their bigger guys on the police force swinging from the goalpost of the football field. And I mean, it was magical.
Amazing.
Like
That's
literally
awesome.
magical. And it never saw the friggin' light of day because the chief of the police department got too worried about it. I'm like, oh.
Got too worried about what?
Right.
Got too worried about what exactly? Oh, I mean, we're gonna get to our 20 questions. Well, we'll call it 12 questions because it's only 12. But unschooling mom to mom said, "Do you repurpose your YouTube videos?" So this is interesting. I'm sure that you have a really good answer. So I've been going hard ass on this lately, and I'm liking it a lot. I have a team, but I could do this by myself if I wanted to. So like essentially my team is, so I'm going live on YouTube a lot, and I'm not treating it like hey, how's everybody doing? Are you there? Let me just wait for some more people to jump on.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just going live so that can be like a piece of content, and I'm doing it in this Wave platform. Highly recommend you all check this out because it's a really cool platform. And I can just go end to end with it, and then my team, or I could, downloads it, and then they just go slice into vertical videos. And they're also doing that for my whole YouTube archive. And so yeah, we're doing 4 reels a day, which is 100% just my YouTube content. So I'm only doing YouTube videos, but I am showing up everywhere, and I'm kind of in the early stages of it. The Instagram reels are blowing up because they're pushing them so hard. I don't know who's watching them. It's probably just like people who don't care about business at all, for all I know. But
no, I think for the most part on Instagram, your audience is probably finding the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
TikTok is a little harder, but I think Instagram, you're fine.
What do you do? So what do you do?
So my opinion here is that
different stuff.
Yeah, my opinion is that there's power to being omnipresent, which is the strategy you're talking about, where like you create one piece of content, but you put iterations of it on different platforms to stay present on that platform, right? There's definitely power in that. But if you are someone who's trying to like grow multiple platforms, so you're trying to grow on YouTube, you're also trying to grow on TikTok, you're trying to grow on Instagram, it's almost like they all speak different languages, right? So like Instagram speaks French, and TikTok speaks Spanish, and YouTube speaks English, or whatever. And so if you're taking the things from YouTube and putting them on TikTok, it's not translating well. And same thing with Instagram. And so if you're trying to grow on those platforms, like you really want to grow, those are big platforms you want to grow on, I don't recommend doing that. But if you're just trying to stay present and keep yourself top of mind, then yes, because I do a mixture of both. So we do the same thing. We take YouTube videos and slice them into reels, and they go on like a secondary Instagram account just to keep that account present. And then I also put those on TikTok, but I also create like original content for both of those platforms too.
Wow, that's interesting. I realized that when I switched to your camera, you can't hear me. I didn't know this. Ready?
Nope. I can't hear you. You're just gone. Listen, here, watch this.
Yeah. Oh, is that? I love that. Is that what we're doing now? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find an intelligent way to use these later.
Yeah,
this is so much
that was
fun.
it. Like I can't hear myself. Womp, womp, womp. Oh, you're booing somebody.
Oh, sorry about that. That's gotta be tough. Wait a minute.
How do you turn it off?
I don't know.
Turn it off. I don't want to hear that. Do you know what I want to figure out how to do on my Rodecaster Pro?
What?
With the sound effects is beep.
I'm not using a Rodecaster Pro, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he's not.
I'm just using the Wave built-in thing. She has the like fancy like hardware. Yeah.
I want to know how to beep myself out. So like if I want to say like bullshit, I want to like
that's smart.
But And I know there's a way to do it like manually, but I'd have to like turn my mic down at the same time I was pushing the button. But I feel like that has to be a feature, right?
Why not just let the swear words fly?
Oh no, I do. I do. That's not the problem. Sometimes the beep is like fun, you know?
I agree. Well, I mean, I used to work in like television, like live television, and they just did everything on a delay, and then the control room would go and beep it.
Right.
It was spontaneous. It'd be kind of funny, like it would be kind of weird almost, like if there was a beep button and you're like, you intentionally like, I'm going to say bullshit now. And you're like, ready? Bolt.
Exactly. I think it'd be so much fun. Well, so on Instagram stories, if you use the captions, it will bleep out your cuss words. And so like I said bullshit.
Really?
Yes.
Like automatically.
And even in the caption, it just shows like the characters. You know what I mean? Right, like it doesn't show like the word. And so it always sounds fun. And so I want to be able to do it in real time, like when I'm on a podcast. And like sometimes you're on podcast and people don't want you to cuss. So you can be like,
wait, but why can't you do it though, Jessica?
Because it doesn't like, beat me out.
Yeah, but can you load? You can load your own sounds into it, right?
Yes, but you would still hear what I'm saying. Like the beep would happen and it wouldn't beep my voice out. Like it would happen simultaneously with the word shit.
Well, so I guess you could just not say shit and see if it
like boom.
If it works. You should try it sometime.
But you'd have to get really good at like that, you know? I don't know.
That's right. Hey, there's a bunch of like audio tracks built into here. Maybe I'll play one of them while we do our 12 questions. What do you think? Should we play Jazz, Labyrinth of Soul, Security Breach, Pack of Blues?
Security Breach sounds right. Can you turn it down though?
Oh, damn. This is like
Oh, there you go.
This is like it's like a game. It's like the final round of a game show.
I like it.
Right?
So do you want me to start? I'm going to ask you a question first.
Sure. What the hell? There's no rules. Go ahead.
Okay. What was the last book you read?
This music's going to make me like start fucking sweating though. I don't want to mess this up. I'm kind of like, God, what if I really say what it was? It was, well, technically the last book I read was,
listen, it obviously didn't make
Clifford
an
the big Big Red Dog. Like technically, like if we're gonna be
that big dog.
This show, this is fun. I kind of like the format of this show. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like shows that are too like rigid. You know, where it's like asking you this and then we move on and there's no room for fun.
Yeah,
that music.
I mean, this is just entertainment, right?
Yeah. That music is something else though.
So I know. Well, we'll switch it up in a little bit here.
It's intense.
It's very intense.
If we're gonna get murdered.
I know. Hold on. Let's try. I know. It's. Don't do it, Jessica. Don't go into that room. Don't go into that room. Save yourself.
Hey, that was perfect. Perfect.
Like Blair Witch meets.
Yeah, you'd have to be like shaking your camera around for it to be Blair Witch.
Yeah, there we go. Look at this is like stock. Everybody, yeah. I've used this song in a video before, in a YouTube video before, actually.
Oh, really? It's like
this
music.
exact. Yeah, I did like cut some fancy B-roll to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that anymore, but okay. So actually, the first book that I read was, or the last book.
Not the first book. Not the first book.
Well, so I'm reading Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell.
Love
right now.
Tipping Point. So good. So
Tipping
good.
Point is actually making me like that. Like some of the messages, and I'm only halfway through it, but some of the message of that book has made me get back on social because I've been really anti-social media for a long time because I just don't believe that it can make you money. And let's talk about that after the 12 questions because that's it's a great topic that I want to touch on. But as long as you don't have to go.
No, I don't have to go. I'm good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But
what was I going to say? and I was like, because it's not going to make me money because I don't know who I'm reaching. So the whole thing with tipping point is that there's certain people in the world that are just going to spread your message because they're connectors or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is a really good argument for being on social media, because even if 80% of the people that are listening to you will never buy from you, there's going to be it's only going to take like 1 or 2 connectors to really watch a video or a post and love it and share it for your ideas to start spreading, which is how you grow. It's kind of interesting, right?
Yep. No, I agree. I loved that book, which I like. I pretty much like anything by Malcolm Gladwell. Like, he's just like,
this is my first one. Yeah.
Oh, they're all very good. Like literally every one of his books. But yeah, no, I loved Tipping Point because I agree. Like, you have to think through, like, what are you the connector? Are you the person that just needs connectors, right? Like, what are you? And I don't remember the words that he used, but like, are you the person who people follow, right? Like, are you the leader and people are going to follow you? Are you this person? Are you that person? And I think it's fascinating, but also like, heavily pertains to marketing now,
Totally. It totally does. Yeah. I can't remember what the last book was that I finished, but I'll just give a plug for, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I actually listen to like 3 times a month because I think you can make a lot of money reading that book by which basically is like, just be freaking kind and treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because it's like, it was written in what, like the 1920s or something ridiculous?
Or the 30s. I can't remember. But it's
so good.
People are still people.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
We have to pick a different music piece because it ran out.
Here we go. Can you turn it down? Like, it seems very loud.
Yeah, I can turn it down. Okay. There we go.
I like it. This is like a Western music.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a Western vibe.
It follows with my Dolly Parton theme.
Okay, if you could marry any celebrity, who would you choose?
I should just like have an answer.
I don't think I have an answer for that off the top of my head.
Like, I have multiple. Like, could I be in a reverse polygamist marriage? Like, I would be the only one.
You mean monogamous?
No,
reversed. Oh, sorry. You're like the Bachelorette.
Right.
Like, you're the only girl.
Because it's normally a guy and there's multiple wives. I would want to be the wife and multiple husbands. So Jason Momoa would make the list, hands down.
Really? Is he like what's his personality like? Because he's not like a rockhead.
Right. I don't know. I don't care too much.
I only see the muscles.
Yeah. But see, on personality, Ryan Reynolds is high on the list for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's not so bad looking either.
No, not at all. But Jason Momoa.
I've always thought it's really different with like who you would want to like sleep with versus who you would want to marry. Like, sometimes like you have a crush on somebody, right? And you're just like, I wanna just like buy her a drink and take her home. Or the other way around, right? Or there's sorry if that sounds like toxic masculinity. But then there's some people where I'm just like, I'd like to marry her. I don't know why. It's like cute personality. Like I feel like we have different. Do you find you have different crushes like that?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm like, I can't have just one, because if we're gonna base it on like who I think I would have like the most fun with, right? Like personality wise and like life, Ryan Reynolds, hands down. But if we're basing it just on the other part, we're going with Jason Momoa. I hope my husband is hearing this conversation. My husband is somewhere in the house. I hope he's hearing this. You hear me?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah.
What do they
said, oh yeah.
What do they call it when it's I don't know. I don't remember what it was. There's like a thing like a hall pass.
Oh,
like who's your hall pass?
Yeah.
He's like, who's your hall pass? Who's your hall pass celebrity?
Exactly. He loves Jennifer Aniston and the girl, was it Gal Gadot that like
Wonder
played,
Woman,
yeah. So like he can't give me any shit,
I mean, we're just humans out here, just doing the best we can, I mean. Okay. Well, okay. Give me my next one.
What song would be on the soundtrack of your life?
So I'll preface this by saying I don't have I don't really listen to lyrics in songs. That's just not my thing. I'm not like one of these like, oh my God, Dylan is so amazing because his poetry. I just don't listen to the lyrics. I don't know why. I have a thing about that.
Yeah.
So for me, I would just say that my favorite song of all time is Aerosmith's "Crying" from like '98.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like that. So Alicia Silverstone, do 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 do.
Yep.
Do 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 do. Now there's not even breathing room between pleasure and pain.
Yeah, my parents.
I'm gonna get a copyright strike from YouTube.
You probably are.
What insane? Because I sound so much like Steven Tyler.
Just like him, just like Steven Tyler. Like you could pass for twins, voice twins. My parents, their anniversary is in September, and they'll have been married 35 years, and they wanted to go do a trip, and my dad's never been on an airplane. He's terrified to fly, but he's flying. They're going to Vegas. And one of the reasons they wanted to go to Vegas because Aerosmith is doing a residency there. Well, they bought their tickets.
I actually didn't know they were still playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. So they bought their tickets, and it's like September 14th or something. I don't remember. But literally, I'm not joking. The day after they bought their tickets to go to see Aerosmith / to go to Vegas, Steven Tyler entered rehab.
Again.
Yes. And so he's going to be back. But they were like, of course he did. My dad's never been on a plane. Like, of course he did.
Have you ever seen him?
No, I've never seen Aerosmith.
I have. Yeah.
I'm sure
I saw him
great.
Just once. Yeah, they were freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Aerosmith when I was a kid. I did a school project on them once. I was obsessed with Aerosmith. I love it. Yeah.
I do
all their stuff. Aerosmith and Pearl Jam. Those are my jam. I mean, can you tell I'm 40 on the dot?
Yeah.
All right. What is your most embarrassing story?
Oh gosh. It's very hard to embarrass me. I will say that. I'm not someone who's easily embarrassed because usually if something silly happens, I just roll with it. Lord, I really don't know. I used to fall, I fall a lot and run into things a lot. And one time I fell. Because
you walk everywhere.
Yeah. Unlike you, who does not walk everywhere. Yes, total inside joke. Totally know an embarrassing story. It's not super embarrassing because there wasn't a ton of people around, but we'll just talk about it. So all of mine probably have to do with falling because I fall all the time. But I was going to park at my parking spot at college, and I didn't live on campus. I drove from home and
Where was this? Where'd you go to college?
I went to Appalachian State. There you go. And it's yeah, it's 30 minutes from me or 45 minutes from my house. So I drove. Okay. I didn't live on campus to save money because I didn't want to be buried in student debt. But I go, and the parking lot that I parked in was surrounded by dorm room buildings, and I had one of those backpacks that crossed over in the front, and I wore these stupid shoes all the time because I always had to go to work afterwards. I couldn't just dress like a college kid because I worked almost full time in office jobs the whole time I was in college. And these stupid shoes made me fall literally every time I put them on my feet, yet I wore them every day. And I still don't understand my choices. But anyway, got out of my car, and I have this backpack on. I go down immediately, step out of my car, just down, shoes just take me down. The backpack goes over my head, but it's choking me because the little thing that was right here is now here. And I'm fighting for my life, like a turtle in the middle of this parking lot with all these people around, all these dorm rooms where I know somebody's watching, and I still have a scar on my elbow from that fall. Still. That's not super embarrassing, but it's very hard to embarrass me. Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one.
Your next one.
Yeah. What
never fails to make you happy?
To be completely honest with you, it's gonna sound a little whatever, but when I am, and I think it has to do with my background and stuff, but I think that like what makes me happy is like
what makes you happy? Sorry, we're
yeah,
gonna Alanis Morissette this.
Wait, that's not Alanis Morissette.
Right. Oh no, Sheryl Crow.
No, that's Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
I
get them
Ask
confused.
me anything pre-2000 and I got your back.
You got
After that, unless it's Britney Spears or Kelly Clarkson, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, like getting recognized for something, for making an impact or doing something great or getting an award. And I know it sounds really shallow, but it's just true. It's just true. Like it just makes me happy. And like I think, and listen, like this is a big theme of the book. Literally, like when somebody praises me, like I'll listen to, like if they praise me in a voice message, I'll listen to it over and over and over again because it makes me so happy. And I think like we all have a bit of this. Like that's one of the themes of How to Win Friends and Influence People, that we just want to feel important. Like that's one of the biggest things we want, is just feel important. But I do think, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it comes down to love languages too, right? And words of affirmation is like one of the love languages, and so clearly is one that is pretty high for you. That's true. Not a bad thing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And I grew up. I got made fun of a lot. Because I was born with short fingers, and if you can see them, I was. Oh, look at the focus. Look at the rack.
I know.
Focus.
I'm impressed.
I was born with short fingers and short toes, and I got made fun of so much growing up, and I cried so much. My parents didn't know what to do, and I just sort of like was always, I just always felt like less than other people. And so I've always felt like I've been playing an underdog battle in life, and I don't think about it very often anymore, but, gosh, it must have had a huge effect on me. And it's probably part of the reason why these affirmation stuff means so much to me. Cause it's like, there were like a doctor literally told me once when I was like probably 7 or 8, he was like, I don't think you'll ever be able to run, because your toes, you've never seen my toes.
Not today, not recently.
Yeah.
It wasn't really our,
it wasn't our thing.
Hey, let me show you my toes.
Yeah. Hey, are you busy? Are you busy?
I need to show you my toes.
This is fun. So anyway, I think that's it for me. Me. Okay, my what makes you angry?
Ooh.
Besides goats, you can't say that.
Stupid people. Like,
okay, what's a stupid person to you? I
get very annoyed when people are just like extra dumb. Like they're saying things that don't make sense, or they're being overly dramatic over something that doesn't make any sense, or they are like people who are constantly just next level, not smart. And it's not their like intellect. It's usually people who are like dramatic.
Are they also like mean about it, or is it just like kind of rockheads, or like
no, like the people who are like dramatic and like a little bit mean, and in that stupidity comes out, you know what I mean? And so like it's not people it's not their intellect, it's more their like the drama is stupid, if that makes sense. I can come up with a million examples, like the people who like will get on Facebook and like rant about something that literally nobody in the whole world cares about, or like people who, well, for instance, recently I went to Bojangles. Do you have Bojangles where you live?
No.
Is that a Southern? I think it's all Southern.
I've seen it before, but yeah.
I know it's all East Coast.
It's fast food, right?
Yeah. It's like chicken and biscuits. But I went to Bojangles recently, and this woman, like multiple times in a row, was so rude when like she took my order, because like we go to Bojangles, I don't know, often, because it's like on the way to the kids like sports stuff. But she was so rude taking my order, but also in like a dumb way. Like, well, do you want a biscuit with that? And it's like, of course I want a biscuit. It literally comes with the meal. Do you know what I mean? Like the stuff where it's like rude, but like there's like dumbness to it. Yeah. That probably makes me the angriest of anything.
Of course I want a biscuit. Is this Bojangles or not?
Literally. And it comes with the, what do you mean? Do I want a biscuit?
You want a biscuit? What kind of question is that?
It comes with the meal. Like, what do you want me to order? And like TikTok. So that's one of my like things with TikTok is I am a big like proponent of there aren't any stupid questions. Because if you're learning, you ask me whatever you want to ask me. That is totally fine. But TikTok proves me wrong every time I post a video, because
there are stupid questions.
Yes, because it's like the TikTok users don't want to go outside the platform to do anything. And so, for instance, I did a tutorial that went viral a couple weeks ago on how to create like an interactive Gmail signature on Gmail. And it's in a Google Doc, okay? It's in a Google Doc. We all know how to use Google Docs. Literally everybody knows how to use a Google Doc. And the questions of how do you change the font? And I'm like, that's the dumbest question I've ever been asked, because it's a Google Doc. Change it the same way you would on anything else. And so it's stuff like that. It's not.
She was probably 12. You should have been like, go ask the teacher.
No, it wasn't a young person at all. Nor was it just one person. It was multiple people. And I think that's what irritates me. I'm like, why are you asking me this? Just go figure it out, you know?
So what Jessica's trying to say is there's no stupid questions. There are only stupid people.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Get that on a t-shirt. Okay, I'm up.
Okay, you're up. That's actually one of your questions too. What makes you angry?
Oh, that's one of my questions?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. What makes me angry?
When people want to walk too far.
I never. I know. When people want to walk fucking anywhere. God, what is this? 1925?
That's exactly what it was. We walked a quarter of a mile, a half of a mile, maybe. And Matt was like, we should Uber. Like, we need to Uber. And I'm like, the hotel is right up the street. Why would we Uber?
I was like, sore. I was in pain. Do you have no feelings, woman?
And what was even funnier is like we just kept like making fun of you all the time. Like, are you okay? You're gonna make it, or are we gonna make it to the hotel?
No, it wasn't funny at all. No, not funny at all. You know what makes me angry? And I never want to say that I get angry at my kids, but fuck it, we all get angry at our kids. I try not to yell at them. That's
I'm the same. I don't either.
I do it sometimes.
Of course.
But I really try not to.
Same.
But one thing that Aiden does, and Owen does this a little bit too. They're young, 6 and 4, but like it's like they get stuck in a time loop nexus where like time doesn't exist, and it's kind of like they forgot who they were before this moment and after this moment. The only thing they're fixated on is, so Aiden did this last night. Well, okay, so there's really two things. One is when they want to change the past. Like, I did something and they like, why did you move that from there to there? Why did you do it? And I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it would matter. Why did you do it?
Yes.
No. Do it from there to there. I can't change the past. No, it needs to be there, but I can't change the past. For some reason, they seem to be so fixated on it. They think I can just jump into my fucking time machine and like go back and like move the damn Power Ranger from that table to that table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe my kids have problems. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's very normal. That's very normal. Yeah. Like totally normal.
The other thing, so like last night, Aiden was he really he's learning to read, and he's just really slow, bless his heart. And but it's okay. And we didn't want to finish the chapter of this SpongeBob comic book that he was like reading to get through it. We were like, okay, you need to go to bed because it's late. We'll finish the rest tomorrow. And it was just nothing mattered in that moment.
Yes.
Nothing mattered. He screamed, cried. We said like, oh no, you can't get this. You can't get like we're going to punish you. Like we're going to take this XYZ away from you. If you can't do this, like what's going on? I try to talk to my kids too. Like when they're angry, I try to ask them how they're feeling. Like, what are you feeling? Sad, and get them to investigate their feelings. And it works a lot. But last night, no way. He's just like, I just want to read the rest of the goddamn chapter, Dad. That's it. Is that too much to ask? And I'm like, yeah. And it just like, just stuck. Just absolutely stuck and immovable. And like the only thing you could really do is leave them alone in a room to like work out their shit.
Totally.
That's the only thing that you can do. But it makes me angry. One, because it's just frustrating, obviously, but also because I can't, like, I want to be able to do something about it.
And you can't, right.
I can't make them happy. You know, it drives me crazy. Okay. What's a trick? This is a custom one that I put in here. What's a trick that you've used to grow your YouTube channel that you've never talked about on stage or in a video?
I mean, I'm very open with my strategy, so it's probably not one that I've never talked about. But I would say like the biggest one that a lot of people don't talk about that I do talk about, but that I do is what I call trend hacking. I just made that up, so I have no idea what the actual word for it is, but basically when a video of someone else's or yours, like you can trend hack someone else or you can trend hack yourself. But when a video is taking off and is in that like, you know, right here movement, throwing other videos at the back end so that they will kind of follow the same wave is the best way to grow. And so like if you see someone, a competitor of yours, and let's say you're like a gardening channel and you see this other gardening channel that's like, you know, how to grow potatoes, and their video is just popping, you know, like everybody's watching their video. If you will do a similar video, don't copy them clearly, but like a similar video with a similar title, a similar thumbnail, then the algorithm is constantly looking for other videos to pair to those same people, because you know, if there's only one video, then they're like, well, you know, okay, I watched it, I'm done. So we can trend hack in a way where it's like, okay, I know that if it did good for that person and they have my same audience on their channel, it's going to do well for me. And then we can also trend hack ourselves. So I most recently did I talk a lot about digital products and passive income and courses and, you know, all that stuff, because that's what I love. And I did a whole video about, I think it was 8 digital products that you can do to make, I think $100 a day was like the title. And it skyrocketed. It went, you know, viral for my channel. It did very, very well. And so for 2 weeks straight, maybe 3 weeks, I threw only digital product content at the algorithm. And so I hacked my own trend and was just throwing content at it. And those videos all did really well. And that period of time on my channel was the highest growth of time I've had in the last few years, because I was like trend hacking every video. It's like, oh, that one did well, let's throw another one at it. That one did well, let's throw another one. But you can do it at other people's channel. Like look at who your competitors are, what does well for them, and do something similar. And now I always tell people, I don't even watch videos that of other people's. Like I'll just see what's doing well on their channel, like topic wise. And then I'll go for that.
You like make the same headline?
Not usually. I'll do something that's got my own spin on it, you know? And I don't watch the video because I don't ever want to be accused of like copying somebody or whatever. And so I will put my own like spin on the headline, generally using the same or similar keywords, and thinking about maybe what they could have done better on their thumbnail that I can do. And then that's kind of the premise of it. But I've done that a ton, and it's what we teach our clients too and our students, and like it works so well. It works so seamlessly. I have a client right now who he's in the mortgage industry, and we do this constantly with his channel, and he's finally coming out of like a hole that his channel was in, and his channel is growing like crazy. And it's because of this method.
So, okay. So you'd go on to other channels that are like in your niche, and you would find some that are at the, you know, like pretty, like decent sized channel. And then you would see a video that's blowing up, and then you'd be like, okay, well that topic's resonating. And then you would make a video about it. That's the tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes you can't tell. Yeah. No, I was just going to say, sometimes you can't tell if it's taking off now or if it took off before. So like if you sort by someone's most popular videos, which are they taking that away? No, they took away the oldest oldest to newest sort list. But if you sort by most popular, it could be a video from 2 years ago and it's got, 200,000 views, but it could just now be taking off. Like you don't know that it took off 2 years ago because we don't know we can't see in someone else's analytics, And so it can be a little bit hard, but what I like to do is sort by most recent videos on someone's channel. And then just look at their top, like 3 to 4 lines of video. So it's usually the last like 3-4 months of content and see what performed better compared to their other numbers. So if their average is 1,000 views a video, what got 3,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, and do something similar to that, as long as it fits with my content, the goal of my channel and my people. And then because it did well for them, it's more than likely going to do well for me.
So are tags not a thing anymore?
They're a thing, but they're not a thing. Like you can do them, but YouTube doesn't.
Or any of that like SEO hackery in the back end of a video.
For
like
sure.
What matters?
Yeah, for sure. SEO hackery is still a thing. I like the way you put that. SEO hackery.
Yeah. What are the few things that I should focus on there?
Yeah. Titles, for sure. Putting in good keywords in your title, but also making the titles clickable. And like I talked about this in my talk at Social Media Marketing World, because it's, it used to just be like stuff your title with a bunch of keywords and like you'll get found. And now like people are too smart, like they want more than that. And so making clickable titles that also contain keywords and thumbnails, those two things I would say are like the biggest things to focus on.
The thumbnails, like that doesn't go into SEO at all, right? It's just, well, it does, but it could go into the algorithm because obviously it'll pick up a higher click-through rate and then
for sure. Yeah.
But the description, should I be packing my description with a bunch of stuff or what?
The first 2 lines are really all that's important there. But yes, I mean the keywords should definitely be in those first 2 lines. Yeah.
Okay, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Days?
Tags, you should still use tags if you're a smaller channel. I still use tags, but I don't put a lot of pressure on them at all. Very much so, just put like a reiteration of the keywords, which is not the tag strategy I would have recommended 3 years ago. And so you should still use tags because it helps YouTube index your video and like pick where to put it, but it's not as, it used to be the number one way you would get found. And now it's like not up here. It's more way down here. So it's more the title, the 2 lines of the description, and then the thumbnail.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We got 2 more, right? Give it to me. We'll go quick.
How do you relax and unwind?
Just as much beer as I can get into my body.
All the alcohol. Every bit of it.
I mean, honestly, I would say like my biggest hobby is video games. I play a shit ton of video games. Like I play so many video games and it's such a big hobby that I've considered starting a YouTube channel on it, which is really saturated. But I probably won't. But and I love gamer YouTube. It's such a great YouTube niche.
Yeah.
But so I play a ton of video games and that's my biggest sort of, and I do meditate every day, but I usually don't do that to unwind. I do that like before work to like set an intention for the day and like be like, Matt, calm the fuck down before you like go into your day and start doing it. So that's it for me. What food would you choose for your last meal?
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, so what are we talking about here? Are we talking about baked or like stovetop? Like
stovetop, but not the skinny noodles. And it's actually like it's like the Kraft brand. That's what I like, but not the skinny noodles. You got to have the like plumper noodles.
Oh, like so Kraft would be what you would want, like Kraft mac and cheese. That would be
like out of the box, like not anything fancy.
Because you're 5. Yeah,
because I told you I ate chicken nuggets for lunch, so that's my appetite. Like I am very much so. My husband ate macaroni and cheese for lunch today because I made pasta salad. I was telling you, and he doesn't like pasta salad. But it made him want macaroni and cheese. And fun fact, our children will not eat it. They will not eat macaroni and cheese. Have you ever met a child who wouldn't eat macaroni and cheese? Well, I'll give you 2 of them because neither one of my kids will eat it.
Oh, and I like your point about the thick noodles over the skinny ones. I think we always buy the skinny ones for the kids, but yeah, we should change that.
And
Because the thick ones, I love a good thick noodle. Like I love rigatoni. Like that's that's my pasta of choice. Hey, we've got questions because I mean, like what the hell?
Yeah.
Uncle Joe's Farm. He says, this is for you, Jessica. I have such a hard time trend hacking. It's the one thing that makes me feel self-conscious, like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon, even though I'm sure no one else would even think that. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it can definitely look like it. Like there is a channel that trend hacks me literally every time I put up a video.
Interesting.
And she has a pretty big channel, and that's fine. And we've actually collaborated, and we know each other, like whatever. I don't have a problem with it necessarily, but it can look like that. However, most of the time, you're not going to know the person that you're trend hacking, nor will they know about you because they're generally going to be like larger accounts than you, that kind of thing. And just know, I guess the biggest piece of advice here is everybody's doing it. Like they're not talking about it, but they're doing it. Every single person is doing this to grow on YouTube. And so it's just because they're not talking about it makes it feel like it's like a bad thing. And it's not, because literally everybody's doing it. I can guarantee you that if you got 100 YouTubers in a room that have 100,000 subscribers or more, everyone would tell you a different version of like how I told you to do it or what I called it, but they would all tell you they're doing that thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hopefully that helps. When getting into affiliate marketing, is it critical necessary to have an LLC first?
Oh, I mean, we are not legal analysts. However, always protect your ass. Always.
I would. It's so easy to get an LLC. It's like, I don't remember what I used originally. It was probably $150 to set up an LLC. Like it was so easy. Inkfile, I think I used. It was so easy. So you might as well.
Yes.
I mean, I know a lot of people that don't that don't have an LLC that make money, and it's not like the IRS is coming after them with pitchforks and handguns.
Right.
But but yeah, I mean, I would just do it and like open a business bank account too, and
get a business, everything nice.
Yeah, and get a business credit card. So you can like put your ads on a credit card and then get the you get the kickback from that and stuff like that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you did mac and cheese, so you go with yours.
Okay, your last one. It should be the last one, right? I think it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
What makes you laugh hysterically?
I like it. I didn't get any super deep ones. That's good.
No.
What the laugh hysterically? What makes me laugh hysterically? Just kidding. Oh, wait.
We'll laugh. Oh, yep. You're on a timer. You gotta get it done.
Dude, you watch Stranger Things?
My kids do, or my oldest son does. My youngest son had nightmares after one episode, so he doesn't watch it, and I don't watch it.
Good. You should watch it.
I don't like scary things.
Yeah, I don't either, but I watch it. Like I don't watch horror. I wouldn't call this horror.
It's more like scary.
It's like sci-fi scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I would call it sci-fi. I don't know. Anyway, the last season was incredible.
Okay. Yeah, my son loved it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you laugh hysterically.
Maybe I should be talking to him instead of you.
He likes games.
Have a better freaking conversation.
He likes... What makes you laugh, Matt?
Let's see.
He
Dave
doesn't have a
Chappelle
personality.
makes me laugh hilariously.
Oh.
I love Dave Chappelle.
Always.
And I love that he pushes the envelope, and I love that he's trying to make a difference with what he's doing, even though he's pissing a lot of people off. And I got a lot of inspiration from that. Laugh hysterically. I can't think, is there anything specifically? Like, I hate toilet humor, so that doesn't work.
No.
Curb Your Enthusiasm type humor too, in general.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Have you
I don't have
seen?
much else than that makes me laugh hysterically.
Have you seen
I love
Nate?
stand-up comedy for sure.
Yeah, me too. Have you seen Nate Bargatze? I think that's how
No,
you
I've
say his
heard of
name.
him. Yeah, I think I
So
follow him
good.
on social. Yeah.
So good. He has 2 Netflix specials, and you would love it because he's right around our age. He's actually probably a little older than both of us, but not by much. And he has small children, and so like a lot of his humor is like around like, our age, and then like the kids.
Right.
And he's very clean. Like my kids watch him, and normally clean humor is not as funny, but he is friggin' hysterical. It's his delivery. He's very dry, and so like it's the delivery of it. So I will pee my pants laughing watching him like every single time. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I gotta check that out. Yeah. I've been going down the Dave Chappelle rabbit hole again recently. But yeah, I gotta go back to that. I love the comedians that just like don't give a fuck and they just push the Allie. What's her name there? I forget what her name is. Anyway, but yeah, no, I love those folks that push the envelope. Okay, here's your last one. It's the same one that I got. What songs would be on the soundtrack of your life?
Oh gosh. Okay, so you're gonna love this. So my 2 favorite, like if I have to have this is ridiculous. Every time I say it, I'm like, well, I don't even know who I am. My 2 favorite like groups or artists, and like pick a song. I don't care. Pick them. Like we'd be good. Alabama, the country. What's
an Alabama song that we would most recognize? Because I can't pick one off the top of my head.
There's a million. There's a million. And of course, being put on the spot, I'm like, hell if I know. Hold on, let me look it up. The songs of the South is what I'm thinking of. Song of the South, sweet potato pie, and I shut my mouth. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
And then Dixieland Delight. That would probably be one of my favorites. In the Dixieland Delight. Anyway.
They're like, are they 70s and 80s?
80s for sure. Yeah. So before I was even born, but I just love every song they've ever put out. Let's see. What's
old
another
school
one?
country,
Yes.
right? That's sort of the
but we'd have to throw in, okay, and this is why it's so funny, Lizzo, because I love Lizzo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't follow a lot of Lizzo's music, but I've seen a lot of her TikToks.
Yes. Well,
she's great on TikTok.
Yeah, she is. And her music is just so fun. Like she's also somebody who just like doesn't care. She like is who she is, and it's just so fun. And I love like so many of her songs. So the soundtrack would be compiled of Alabama and Lizzo, which could not be further on the spectrum. But that should explain so much of my personality. Like that is me.
That's all good. Listen, like I talked about Aerosmith and Pearl Jam, but little known fact, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I've seen Kelly Clarkson in concert 9 times. I am obsessed with Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly's awesome. I mean, I don't know if she's 9 times awesome, but she's awesome.
I beg to differ. Like one day when I was living in Manhattan, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get in line to see her on Good Morning America, doing one of the concerts out at Lincoln Center. And then I trekked over like 2 avenues and 5 blocks down to see her on the CBS Early Show 2 hours later because I'm insane. I love Kelly Clarkson.
Well, have you been to her show? You need to go to her show.
Oh, her talk show?
Yeah.
Yes. I actually have not seen her in concert since she launched that because I saw her here in Allentown and she was talking about and promoting the show that was going to launch. I'm happy that it was successful. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of shit going on, man. She got divorced.
Yes. Because she was married to Reba McEntire's son. And I love Reba McEntire. I love all the like old school, like Dolly, like the 80s. Early 90s like country is like my jam.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I also love rap and like things like Lizzo,
It actually put Kelly in a really weird situation because she wrote this song, and when I saw her, the time I saw her at Radio City Music Hall, she like cried when she sang it. It's the song called Pieces of You.
Yeah.
Piece of Me.
The pieces of me. It's me. I had to think about that.
Anyway, the whole song is like she cries when she sings it because it's about how we all know that her father left her because her most like when she was young because one of her most famous songs is about it.
Right.
However it goes. I
know what
I
you're
can't
talking
remember
about.
the
Yeah.
name of it.
Yeah.
So I could not cry. But I don't remember the name of the song now for some reason. But
It's
now
like me with Alabama. I'm like, I can't think of
I
anything
know.
else of it.
Now she cries. She cried when she sang the song because it was a response to that about how amazing her husband is with her sons. Like amazing. And it's like, I know you would never leave them, and I know you're everything to us. And then it's like they're divorced.
Right.
Like I wonder
Right.
what it's like for her to sing that song now. I love her so much. I feel like I've never met her. I've met a lot of celebrities. I was lucky early on in my career to interview so many celebrities, but not a lot of musicians.
Right.
So I never got to meet Kelly. Maybe
you
someday.
You should manifest that. Like, I will meet
Okay,
Kelly
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to close my eyes.
Let me tell you, I went to Nashville. Let's see, when did we go to Nashville? 2017. And the whole time I spoke at a conference in Nashville for like a couple days before, and then my family came in and met me, and so we did like a kind of a family trip on the tail end. And the whole time, like all at the conference, and then when my family came in, I was like, I am going to meet a singer, like a famous singer, a celebrity, while we're in Nashville. And I mean, I've been to New York City a million times. I've never just randomly ran into somebody. Like I've been to LA. I've never just randomly ran into somebody. Yeah. But I was like manifesting the shit out of this. I'm like, I will meet somebody famous. And sure enough, we were walking down the street and, oh gosh, what is the name of their band? Little Big Town. Little Big Town was getting their star on the...
Did they do Girl Crush?
Girl Crush, yes.
I've got a girl crush.
Yep.
Hate to admit it, but I love that song.
Isn't that awesome? God. I think that's them. It's either them or Lady Antebellum. It's
no. That's not Lady Antebellum that did that song for sure.
Yeah. And because I don't really like Lady Antebellum. So anyway,
their time has passed. Yeah.
So I run up on Little Big Town getting their star on the Walk of Fame, and I just like rush into the crowd and get a selfie with the girl with the big poofy blonde hair. I can't think of her name, like their lead singer girl, and meet the guy and meet the other girl, but the other girl was really not nice at all. And then the guy was very nice. But even cooler than that, I didn't get to meet him, but I was like so close, was like Keith Urban's like driving a golf cart like 2 feet away from me. And like everybody, it was walled off, you couldn't get in there, but they were right up against the fence. And so I was like, I just manifested that so well.
Nice. Who's the most famous person you've ever had a conversation with?
Like a full conversation?
Besides me.
Besides you. I don't know. I don't think I have really had any conversation. Oh, no, that's not true. Christmas Abbott. Do you know who that is? She was, okay, so she has a lot of like, right? She has a lot of like weird, like her job, like trajectory has been strange. But most notably and probably most publicly, she was on Big Brother. And I
love Big Brother. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but I used to be obsessed with it.
Well, then you probably watched her season because I feel like she was on it in like...
Oh, shit. Christmas? She's like a fitness instructor.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm on it with you.
I interviewed her. Yeah, I interviewed her for my first podcast. So
she was on the show twice because she like broke her leg the first time or something, right?
Yep.
So you and I are like definitely friend soulmates.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So she, like I followed her just in the fitness industry because I like love to work out and like follow all that stuff. And I followed her then, and then she went on Big Brother. And while she was on Big Brother, I had my first podcast, and I just reached out and like sent an email to her team. And I was like, I'd love to have her on the podcast. I want to talk about her like business model and how she kept her business going being on Big Brother. I'd love to talk about that.
She owned a gym?
She owned like a workout. She might have owned a gym, but she wasn't involved in the day-to-day. She was more, her business was more in like the workout. Like she did like virtual workouts and supplements and things like that. Right. But yeah, I definitely interviewed her for my podcast. So that was super fun.
That is cool. Yeah. Christmas. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, I think it was, I have a hard time with this one because there's one super A-lister that I interviewed. and then
I'm gonna be jealous. I know, because I'm like
super
obsessed
geek
with
out
famous.
that
Okay.
I interview, and so it's very hard for me to distinguish. So
Tell me both, because I'm gonna be jealous.
So the A-list was Anne Hathaway, was probably the most famous person that I've had a
Was she
conversation
mean?
with. No,
Was she
she's
mean? Okay.
delightful.
I
In
was
fact,
hoping she wasn't not
yeah,
nice.
like I had a very small amount of time with her, and she kept asking me questions afterwards, like, "Did you really think this?" Really, she was very sweet, and I interviewed
Oh,
her
that's
with
awesome.
somebody else really famous. What the heck's his name? Oh, he's in what's the name of that HBO show? Oh my god, I'm
No
losing my
idea.
mind. Ted Lasso. Who's the guy in Ted Lasso?
Oh, shoot, what is his name?
Anyway, so I interviewed him and Anne Hathaway together, and
Okay.
that was pretty big. But for me, like, I think it was Mark Hamill was the biggest one. You know who
Okay.
that is?
Yes. Yes.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that
I
was probably
don't
the biggest.
I don't know that I would consider him my biggest. You know what I mean? Like Anne Hathaway would have been the biggest for me over him. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But
And I
I
actually made
don't.
some viral videos from that interview because he just went off about Star Wars. He was
Oh,
just
really?
like, I asked him about Star Wars, and he just went off. He was just like, he had some really big opinions about it, and they went all over Reddit. It was awesome.
Oh, that's cool. No, I have not met that many famous people. Like I've met like famous people in our world, right? Like big YouTubers and things like that, but I've not like famous people like hardly ever. And it's like literally nothing would make me happier than to make, because I love stuff like that. Like I've always been one of those people who's like obsessed with like celebrity and celebrity gossip. I'm much less now.
Yeah.
Like my 30s, I don't care as much. But like in my 20s, oh, absolutely. I was like reading all the smut magazines,
Oh,
who's divorcing who
yeah.
today?
Yeah.
Who cheated on who?
I was very lucky. I had this job back before I was an entrepreneur. I ran video at Vulture, and we went. So San Diego Comic-Con just ended, and I always get a little wispy because I had one of the most amazing weekends ever there. Like I was just like running around. I interviewed the Walking Dead guys, like Andrew Lincoln and what's his name. And the Walking Dead fans are like, "Fuck you! How do you not know his name?" It's obviously what's his name? I'm losing my mind. He's the only one that's alive of the two of them on the show still.
Yeah,
and,
I don't watch The Walking Dead. I watched like one maybe 2 episodes, and I was like, I don't like this, so I turned it off.
Well, yeah, if you don't like scary stuff, I mean, it's right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to interview a lot of cool people. Kevin Smith. I interviewed the Doctor Who guys. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
It was
cool.
it was a lot of fun. Look at this. You can put the chat on the screen.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
This is a very funny part of Nate Bargatze's Netflix special. It's
you guys should get this Wave. You guys should sign up for Wave. Like I am impressed. Like I think they've got StreamYard crushed with this app. Like from what I can see.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool. Oh, Jessica, it's been a blast.
Yes.
Where can we like sign up for all your shit and pay you money?
Just go to my website, which is heyjessica.com. HEYJessica.com.
You have a great website. I was on it earlier, and
I just redid it. Like a couple days ago.
Did you do it, or did you hire somebody?
I did it. I'm a web designer by trade.
What did you use?
WordPress. It's like a WordPress.
Wow, it's a WordPress site. Yeah. You made it look that good.
Yeah.
That is something.
So I'm rusty. I'm definitely rusty. I haven't done web design like professionally since 2016 because I transitioned into this like education space. But obviously update my own website and things like that. But it had gotten to the point where I had like pieced things together so much on the front page that it was broken from the back end. Like in the front it was fine, but on the back it was like so broken.
I have been there. I get that.
And I'm like, eventually I'm gonna have to redo this whole damn site. Like I'm gonna have to. And I needed to make some updates. And I was like, you know what? I have like the space and time this week because I take summers really slow work-wise. Yeah. And I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just gonna like jump in and do it. And I redid it all in one day.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, it's very responsive and beautiful. Like great job on that.
Thank you.
Well, Jessica, I'm so happy we're friends. It's funny. You and I are like, we were such fast friends and we've gotten so close, but we actually haven't sat and had one long conversation since we met in San Diego. So this was a lot of fun.
It
It was a lot
was.
of fun. It was good to chat.
It
Yeah.
was. I'm really
Thank you all
excited.
for being here. It's gonna be tough to top this. I don't know.
Well,
maybe I should just fucking call it a day.
Just call it a day. Be
Throw
like,
in
you
the
know
towel.
what? Jessica was so
Limited
good.
time run.
We're done.
Limited time run. I can't be any funnier. Can't have a better guest. Forget about it. Like,
Forget it. I have peaked. This is the top for me.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day.